Break it down for me.
All right, you guys, welcome. This is Don't Believe the Hype, Donovan Sadiq edition. I am with my partner in crime, as usual, the beautiful Demetra K.
What up?
She's doing her thing right now. She's taking her notes for her little section because she's got something to say. She says in her section, it is going to be called today, Eat Donovan's Lunch.
Lunchtime with Donovan, eating his lunch.
Eating my lunch. So we're going to see what's that all about, because you know nobody gets the best of me
we
ever.
Gonna find out.
Ever.
Y'all gonna be the judge.
T'Challa, get her legs. So here we go. But hey, you guys, thanks for tuning in. What we always say, we have moved back into the studio, which is into my garage, which is a little bit better. But that does not mean that we do not say the same thing. Don't listen to what we say, research what we say. Even though there's not a window back here, there's still a green screen. And this green screen, if we pull it down, I couldn't put all these things to distract you and have you looking over here and have you looking over there. So go behind the curtain, see what's really being said, and then make an educated judgment for yourself. So let's get into it. Are you ready? Have you finished your...
I finished.
You sure?
Almost. Yes,
okay.
I got to make sure my stuff is... Yes, I got to take mastery of the situation.
Okay, you're going to take mastery of the situation. All right, what I want to talk about today is... And we are back, everybody, so if you guys see me like throwing up old videos, I argue with her all the time. It doesn't make sense to shoot the video and not put it up. Somebody's going to see it. Because if I like your channel, I'm going to go through all your videos and say, oh, what's she saying about this? What's she saying about that?
Yeah, we were kind of on hiatuses here and there, and so it just took some time to get it.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Graduations and breaks, pops, doing this thing and all that other stuff. And for those that were wondering, Demetra actually was on the Steve Harvey show. She actually was.
I was.
I'm looking at the video and I'm thinking, oh man, my mother-in-law was just,
Yes.
Yeah. So wait, let's tell us a little bit about that. I mean, how was it?
It was cool. That was 2013. So about 6 years ago, we went on there. My mom, she loved going on our television shows,
right.
And,
pumping her books out.
Yeah, and doing that. She was just involved on that scene, if you will. She liked doing those things, and so she got an opportunity to be on the Steve Harvey show. And that particular segment was about dating. Dating at an older age, if you will. And so she went on there and Steve gave her dating advice.
You know what? I think your mom just went just to go chill.
Of course she did.
Yeah, because that woman doesn't need dating advice.
Yeah, she just went,
all them dudes sniffing around.
Right. So she answered the call and they wanted her on, and my sister and I went with her.
Yes, my little...
To kind of corroborate her story, if you will.
Yes, sister was looking so delicious. She was looking so delicious.
In the process, I will say, Steve Harvey's team, if you will, from what I understand, they take pretty good care of the guests. They flew us in.
That team, the LA team ain't doing that shit.
Well, this was Chicago.
Yeah.
Flew us in, put us up in a nice 5-star hotel, very beautiful, in downtown, or in the middle, what do you call it? Chicago, Chicago. The Miracle Mile part.
Right, where Kanika Jenkins was found. No, it's okay.
No, not the Crown Royal, no. Stupid. It was very nice, and it was a very good experience, I must say.
So they actually were on the Steve Harvey show. Did you get a chance to meet Steve Harvey yourself?
I did. I sat right next to him.
Okay.
There's the part I got to find the segment that...
You guys were on with asking you guys, like, what's wrong with your mom?
My sister might have, but I'll find it, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, was his breath stank, like they keep saying?
No.
Okay, I'm messing with it.
And he's actually a lot smaller in person than he looks.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah, but he's not big.
As I try to tell y'all, see, right now, y'all going to see this, and I'm going to look like 50 pounds heavier, but...
Because I'm skinny, and I look good on camera. So,
right.
But no, looking at the video, I'll be damned if you are not the splitting image of your mom.
I hear that all the time.
Your mannerisms, the way the way you carry yourself. That's how your mom used to carry herself. Just very, I'm the shit.
Oh, well.
I love it. I love it. Your mom knew she was, she knew.
Yeah, she
educated, just, looks, got it all. She had the whole package.
Yeah, she did.
So.
R.I.P. She'll be 70, and she would have been 70. Friday.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in peace, Mom. So let's get to it. Welcome to Don't Believe the Hype, the Donovan Sadiq edition. And what I want to talk about, for those of you guys that have not been paying attention, people have been saying, especially the established Black John Lewis's and the generation fail, that what we're saying doesn't make a difference and nobody's listening to what we're saying. The President of the United States today quoted the new black media.
Okay. Uncle Luke?
No. Donald J. Trump quoted the new black media, and he quoted them by saying he has been saying stuff about Biden. I guess he considers Biden his biggest threat. And he brought up the crime bill and used quotes that in different videos, not just us being black media, but other black media. I mean, we're all different independent outlets, and we're all kind of working toward the same goal, awakening the people. That's what we do here on this show. I mean, other than my coonery, it's to keep everybody interested. But the President of the United States quoted a lot of what we're saying, and not just us, but the videos out there. Now, he doesn't get any props because he's doing that, because he's a know-nothing president as well, even though he's trying to take credit for
people are paying attention.
Yes, either he or his team. And they're saying this is what they're saying. And, that's why you see people like Kamala Harris. She's been sitting in South Carolina. Why? Because that's a big black ignorant population.
And what do they say now about the South in regards to black people? That's where the most black people live, is in the South.
Right. And we are going to be the deciding. We've always been the deciding factor when it comes to the elections. But when you go to South Carolina, they interviewed a girl today on, I was watching CNN or whatever, and she was like, well, I like Elizabeth Warren because of the programs, and I'm in college. And, it's all about me. And that's fine. But, please do more research in that. But see, that's why I look at the South and I say, damn, these motherfuckers, as long as you throw them a bone, they're content.
Well, where did Joe Biden go? I mean, Joe Biden, where was his first stop?
At the Black Church.
In South Carolina.
Right. So, and then I guess South Carolina is one of the first now. They moved their primary up ahead of New Hampshire and all this other stuff. So, Donald Trump is now using quotations from various outlets of the new black media. And you have John Lewis, by the way, I got my ass beat on that bridge and I just can't believe, he hasn't grown. He's stuck in the 60s, and Generation Fail, they're stuck in the 60s. And what they did, they haven't done shit since. It's almost been 50 years, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it's been
about 40 something. Yeah, 40, 50 years. Yeah, about 50 years. A little over 50 years.
It's over 50 years.
Yeah, it's over 50 years. They haven't done any tangible achievement since then. And me and my mom, we don't get into it, but she has her opinion, and she's from a different generation, and they did it a different way, which is fine. I was watching the EFF, and Julius Malema, as you know, has said, we're not downing what what's his name?
What's wrong with
today.
Mandela?
Yeah, we're not downing what Mandela and the ANC did during that time.
Right.
But we're in the future now. We're in the 21st century. And 20th century ideas might not be applicable.
I would even venture to say it's not even just might; they're not applicable. Yeah, that's like trying to run a multi-million-dollar company now using a typewriter.
Exactly.
I mean, you probably going to, here, send this out to the messenger to get the word. Yeah. You might want to use the internet.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
And all these things are happening, and it's really sad because now they are seeing that we're a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we're exposing a lot of, and we're staying on message. A lot of us are saying tangibles. Now, I'm still a big Andrew Yang supporter. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like what he's saying. He's lost a little momentum because you can see that they're trying to manipulate a lot of stuff to keep certain people. Joe Biden is the 30. Don't believe polls. If you believe polls, then Hillary Clinton should have been president.
Yeah, I saw one where Joe Biden was leading with 47%.
I don't believe any of that stuff.
Right, because look where we got.
Right. But I don't want to give Trump too much praise, but when the president of the United States or his handlers are telling him, talk about this, and what did he bring up when he talked about Joe Biden?
What did he bring up?
The crime bill. Trump said no black person is going to vote for Joe Biden because of the crime bill.
And I would like to believe that. Mm-hmm. I would just like to say no black person should, because we know that black people are going to do
Generation Fail is going to do it.
And not even just Generation Fail, it's just people in our generation they've been told that because
Uncle Joe, he's cool.
I mean, Joe Biden was with Obama.
Yeah, he's
so
cool.
People can't separate the two.
And their policies.
And the stuff that happened. But, even before Joe Biden became vice president to the Obama administration, he had some things he needs to answer to. And so I agree with Trump on that. And I would just say interchange the word won't to shouldn't. We shouldn't vote for Joe Biden. But unfortunately, the Democrat establishment and all the people that back it are going to push Joe Biden.
Right. And like I said, they said that this is the biggest Democratic field or field in either party ever.
Yeah, it was like 23
26 people? Last count. I mean, then, wait, have you made your announcement yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you because like I said, I'm waiting for you to get in and I come in after and then steal your thunder.
Right.
26 people. And the thing is, I think they're doing that to keep Bernie from getting the nomination.
What's going to be the name of your the party you're running for? What party are you representing?
Oh, I'm representing the Friends of the Economic Freedom Fighters.
And mine's going to be I Wish It Would party.
So a lot of people keep telling me, who's this, who's that. And I'm still a big Andrew Yang supporter. Like I said, I like Bernie, but he's not going to get my vote because he's not talking reparations. Now, is Andrew Yang talking reparations? Because somebody threw that in my face. Well, I don't hear he's talking a form of reparation.
Right.
And he's addressing the problem.
Because I believe we should hold out for reparations. But if you have a candidate on the stage or whatever you call it, that's talking about giving something, then sure. I mean, I can't think of anybody who couldn't use an extra $1,000
every month.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's $12,000 a year. Now, if that's $12,000 a year and you got a part-time job, you are over the poverty line.
Correct.
There you go. And that $1,000, knowing us, goes right back into the economy. Correct.
And just like we said in somewhere like Louisiana where the cost of living or Louisiana, where the poverty line is what, $6,000 more on average. A lot of people are making about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000.
Right.
Giving them $1,000 extra a month.
Man, that's a nice couple of slabs of ribs.
That's a game changer.
But I don't want to give too much credit to Donald Trump because, like I said, he, like every president before him, including Obama, is a do-nothing president once they get up there when it comes to specific things of what they're going to do for black people. But he is correct in calling out Joe Biden and the mass incarceration rate that was started and basically implemented under the bill that he authored, and he has yet, and Trump said this, he has yet to apologize for.
And I would say this too, because I agree with you. Forget what Donald Trump is saying. I'm more interested in why he's saying it. He's saying it because obviously what the black media is doing is now getting out there. The word has spread. And people are now paying attention because even a couple months ago, people was like, that ADOS crowd, they just starting trouble or they're Russian bots and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, we're Russian bots. Right.
And so in the past, black movements have gone away or just kind of fizzled out, if you will. But this one is not. It's actually, growing more legs, if you will, getting stronger and stronger. So to me, this just shows what happens when you persevere and when you really go after something you believe in,
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people saying, reparations will never happen. And, you guys are wasting your time.
Just write your opting out.
I'm just saying.
And we'll take your
because when the efforts of people who are talking about reparations are successful, then those same Negroes are going to be like, well, where's my money?
Right. A good example, and I'm glad you brought that up. When Bernie Sanders was talking about free college education, free this and healthcare and all this other stuff and increasing the healthcare, making it better and stuff like that, everybody was laughing at him. Hillary Clinton was making fun of him like, oh my God, that's impossible.
Well, no, Hillary was trying to stop Uber and all those type of things.
Right. But now you listen to every Democratic candidate and they sound like Bernie Sanders in 2016.
Because we are now, people they will say, the unemployment rate is at a historical low, which it is to some degree.
Bullshit.
Well,
part-time jobs are not supposed to be included in the job index.
But unfortunately, it is.
No, but
Trust me, I know.
We took economics. We took economics, and we know.
You know I know.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. But
it is included, so yeah.
It is, but it shouldn't be.
Nobody can work a part. Let's just take California, okay? Mm-hmm. Nobody can work a part-time job in California and survive and not do the things that functional people do. And that's when I say functional, like have a house or even an apartment even. Right. People have part-time jobs. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that.
You know.
I know. Okay?
Exactly.
It'll come back to me.
It'll come back to you. So I'm not giving the president too much hype, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's just so sad we have people out there that you want to pile on, but we said this on, I think, the last 3 or 4 shows now, where, I might not be for Tiffany Haddish or Donald Trump, but when they're doing something or saying something that's right,
got it.
I'm definitely going to say
I remember where I was going with that now. Mm-hmm. So, because you were saying how, senior moment, I don't even think I qualify for a senior citizen yet, but God.
You're only 28.
Right. Today I am 28. But so you were saying about how when Bernie Sanders was talking about the school, free education, all this other stuff, now all the other candidates have jumped on it. Mm-hmm. Because even though they say that unemployment is at a historical low, this, that, and the other, people are still suffering economically. I mean, like I say, take somewhere like California, gas is high, education is high, living is high. Hell, you go to the store now, everything is gone up $1 or $2 depending on what it is. Mm-hmm. And so now those candidates are kind of forced to talk about those things because those things are not considered basic necessities. We hear of a lot of people who are going bankrupt or whatever behind just medical expenses. Yeah. And these aren't people who are poor. I'm talking about middle class people who can't qualify one way or the other, and that our medical drama or trauma hits and bam, and wipes them completely out.
Well, like they say, they said majority of Americans are $400 away from a mass. They can't cover a $400 emergency. It's really, really sad. So, we're not just here to educate you, but, if a person is doing something good, we have a responsibility to say, hey, this is what the person did. Yeah, she's on the poll, but she gave a few dollars to the, whatever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but to Donald Trump bringing that up, it just shows that
they're listening.
But why haven't we got that message a long time ago? And I say we as Black people, and that. Yeah, sometimes the road is, and I don't want to discredit the efforts of Black people who've done things, but the road is going to be rough sometimes. You're going to have a lot of naysayers and, things happen, but we got to persevere. And so you think about Donald Trump and the Republican Party, they don't need to give a shit about any of this because they're not really even trying to get our votes like that.
Yeah, they're not trying to get our votes, but it goes to show you that this man wants to be reelected. And he's going to use every trick in the book.
If I were on the team of Donald Trump's team or the Republicans.
Simone Sanders too?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I said if.
Yeah, okay.
I would tell them to take this Black media momentum ball, if you will, and run away with it.
Right.
Run away with it.
Like you're going to, instead of giving the farmers $16 billion to bail them out for something that you caused.
Right.
And you can say, hey, Black media, I'm going to give you $16 billion to keep.
Right, or just say, hey, America, don't believe the hype of the Democrat Party when they tell you, Black people, we're the party of Black people. I would say that's a lie. Let's go to a couple of these videos or these couple of this Black media or these outlets.
You can't give them the game for free. They're listening. Don't be giving them the game for free.
Call me.
Yeah, exactly. Cut the check.
Call me.
Cut the check.
I would say they're lying. The Democrats are lying to you. Look at this sector of people who are dissatisfied with the Democrats. It's not all Black people aren't satisfied, and I will run because now they're trying to use the Candace Owen talking points and that whole coon, if you will.
Yeah, and that's not going to get them too far.
The coon talking point. Instead of going to what I call the intelligent, incredible Black people, to your point, and hearing it from their point of view instead of the people who are cooning for checks.
Right.
Because people like Candace Owens, they're cooning for checks. I'm not mad at her. You know why I'm not mad at her? Because she got her hustle down tight.
And got her white man.
She's like, listen, I'm going to say all the shit that white people like, and they going to pay me for it. I'm not mad.
Welcome, Step and Fetchette. Step and Fetchette.
Right.
And I'm not mad at it. Like I said, if that's what you're going to do. But guess what? When it's time to come home, we don't know yet.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you got to do.
Because I think even now she's been fired or stepped down from the communications director to Turning Point USA.
Something like that. Yeah. So there's a price to be paid no matter how you look at it. And I also want to bring that up too because Dee and I have been talking and telling you guys about the South Africa thing, and a lot of people have been asking me, well, who gives a shit? Whatever. You better give a shit because what is going on over there is parallel to what's going on here. But here's the flip side. If you guys know comic books and Superman had a character that they made that was opposite of Superman. His name was Pizarro. It's called Pizarro. Remember Super Friends, Pizarro? Mm-hmm. He was like kind of dumb Frankenstein type guy, but he had Superman powers and stuff, but he was opposite of Superman. Mm-hmm. In South Africa, and in Africa as a whole, what is going on is a Pizarro type situation. They are 90% of the population, and they're still getting their asses whooped in a apartheid situation economically. And even in areas outright apartheid, because what's that place, Oranje, where the white people are living.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little area. It's almost like orange. The word is almost like orange. And so a lot of stuff is still going down. People still being shaken down. They have a color problem too because their mixed people are called colored. And the colored would be considered like the Indians, half black, half white. And they think they're white and they oppress the black. Okay? And they have these different areas. Now, if you watch Phil from The Advice Show, he put it up today about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, by the time you guys read this. But go to Phil The Advice Show, and he talks about this and how a situation, the lady was getting shook down. And Phil was saying, blacks, we have our problems here, but we're only 13% of the population.
Right. But they're 90.
90% of the population, and you guys are being treated like, what the hell?
It's all mental. Obviously, it's not physical.
Right.
It's all mental. And then you have the certain Negroes, as Dr. Claude Anderson would call them, the exceptional Negroes. And Malcolm X talked about those two, the Negroes that are palatable to white people. And then the white people love them and they give them a little bit of power. And then they speak for all the black
Maxine
people.
Maxine with John Lewis. Yeah, we have the same things.
They keep the other black people in check, if you will. But, eventually, as you said, in South Africa, they like the EFF, they're starting to say, nah, that sounded good a little while ago, but now we know that you Negroes is part of the problem, the white supremacy too. Right.
I'm going to put a video up that I watched yesterday, and they had a young person who's a member of the ANC, and they had a young person, female, who's a member of the EFF. And now the guy in the ANC, and you got to see it at the end of the video, the guy in the ANC was saying, well, you just can't take your old people and just throw them away and give them away, like that. Where the EFF chick was saying, what we had said earlier, you can't take a 21st century problem and try to solve it with a 20th century idea.
And that was, in a nutshell, what he was saying is, we don't want to give up the ghost. Us the older people, we want to sit.
Well, no, he's a young guy. He's a young guy defending it.
But I'm sure he's getting a check or something. Yeah. There's a benefit in him for him to say that.
And that's what the EFF chick was saying. She goes, just about everybody in parliament is 65 and older.
Go on.
How can you solve my problem? And don't get me wrong. Me and my mom get in arguments all the time. She says, that don't mean that. It does mean something. If you're 65 years old, you got yours. You've raised your kids. You're securing your wealth for your generation.
Right, because when is the other generation going to get a chance to put their brain power and efforts to it?
Thank you. So when people say, well, who gives a shit about South Africa? Look, Pizarro world. Look at what's going on here. How old is Maxine Waters?
She got to be, almost 80? If
almost
not
80.
In her 80s?
How old is John Lewis?
He got to be in his 80s, or close to it.
Again, who else? Your girl, Corrine Brown. How old was she?
James Clyburn.
James Clyburn is like at least in his late 70s. Why are these people still holding on to power? And
why do people go into politics?
To make money.
Or
to steal.
Power,
right.
Power, prestige, and money.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They don't know when to quit.
Right.
Steal your money and go. These people are not interested, because if they were interested, it's just like what's going on in South Africa. Ramaphosa, he was a field fighter for the ANC. Zuma, militant fighter. But then they cashed in.
We always talk about this, especially when it comes to elections and voting and stuff like that. Is it ultimately whose fault is it that these people are on the seat? Your Maxine Waters and all these. Whose fault is it really?
It's the electorate.
It's our fault.
Yeah,
because we allowed them to sell us a dead bill of goods. And I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they get on there and then they stutter when it comes to when they get especially get asked questions about reparations, or some of them just outright say, "Well, I thought welfare was reparations."
Right.
Or, well, hey, you're gonna impeach Trump? Well, you know, we're trying to see.
Or here's an example. Why is the Congressional Black Talkers even involved in that? You should be concentrating on our issues. If the white people are going to let them complete Trump, but they use that as a distraction.
Right.
So, we couldn't get to it because, we've been working on trying to impeach Trump, so we couldn't get to your situation. Because
they've been working on appeasing white people. That's what they've been doing.
4 more years of Trump, that's more important than you having a job.
And I think that a lot of people aren't looking at it this way, too. This is going to sound really weird.
Okay.
Follow me here.
I'm following.
With Trump in office, it makes those people relevant. You know why?
Yes.
Because now they can be seen being adverse and, he's this, that, and the other. But if you have, because you didn't hardly hear much from them when Barack or any Democrat was in office. But now that Trump I'm not saying Trump shouldn't be taken to task, but that helps keep them relevant to be on, the sound bites and reclaiming my time.
Look, she's fighting.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if somebody like Trump goes away, then, gosh, what are we going to do? We actually might have to do some work.
Right. If these Negroes are paying attention.
Right.
And which goes back to the new black media. So so a lot of you guys, when you guys are sending me emails and cursing me out and stuff like that, and you're asking me why does South Africa matter? Because it's a bizarro world. It's upside down. They are opposite of what we are. They're 90% of their population, and they're not in control. And the few that are in control, they're in control in status the way it looks.
They're in control because the white people let them be in control. Right. And they're like, you know what, give you a couple $100 million in here.
Right. We don't want to land. We'll keep pushing that off as long as we can. And speaking of the land issue there, me and Demetria were talking before the show actually started, and you were making a good synopsis of the white people, how they don't, maybe it wasn't you, I'm sorry. But we were talking about it. Do you guys know, and Watts Phil from the Advice Show, he even said this, that the white people who are the Boers in Africa, they aren't even wanted in the Netherlands. They're their ancestral land. They're not wanted there because they're too racist.
Well, they have to work that out between themselves.
Right, but what does that tell you? When your ancestral land don't want you, and yet you want to stay in a land that is predominantly black.
It's just... I get why we as African Americans or Africans in America... I'm a black man, but go ahead. Mm-hmm. I get why Africans in America are the way we are through a lot of conditioning, slavery, Jim Crow. I get all of that. Mm-hmm. But what I don't get is somewhere in Africa, South Africa, wherever, anywhere in Africa, where you're the majority and you allow these outside influences to come over and just completely... Like, I see where the Chinese are over there in Africa.
Tearing it up.
I saw one video this morning of a Chinese dude, because over there religion is huge, and the Africans for whatever reason believe in all this witchy poo kind of crap over there. This Chinese dude is he's preaching like they do in Africa, and he's throwing stuff, and the people are falling out, and I'm like,
yikes.
We can't win for losing. Just like they're on to us what turns us on, and that's religion. Sell us some oil in the cloth, and I'm gonna blow some wind at you and topple you.
Yeah, it just weakens us thing. But that is why it's so important to understand what's going on in Africa, because even though we're only 13% of the population here, it's a parallel. What they're doing over there, it's a parallel with there. The only thing is they're doing it with blackface.
Right.
With blackface, it's the same. Why can't, if you're 90% of a population, why can't you solve the people's problems? Now, under Zuma, even though this guy is corrupted as a motherfucker, there is free education over there. He did increase the HIV epidemic, giving him the medicines and stuff like that, which I wouldn't mess with anybody in South Africa, personally.
That's what you say. Wait till September.
Yeah.
Wait till September.
Hey, you want to come to the big Walmart? Hey, it's good. Yes, I would like to come to the big Walmart. Yes. I got 3-4 wives. Hey, sure. So, my mom would kill me. So, anyway. But but it is important to know what is going on over there, because eventually, again, if you've been paying attention, the EFF was the only group that picked up seats.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the only one that made advances.
Now, if the ANC does not start doing reform, land reform and stuff like that, the next election, the ANC is going to pick up more seats, because here's the same thing here in America. The baby boomers are not the dominant group anymore.
Right.
It's the millennials.
Right. And Ramaphosa says that he is going to be doing that expropriation, appropriating the land.
Right. Talk about it has to go through the Constitution. Well, then change the Constitution, motherfucker.
What you waiting on?
Yeah, what you waiting on? So, it's very important that we pay attention to what's going on there, because I gauge what's going on over there to what's going on over here.
There's a series on Netflix called She's Gotta Have It.
Yes.
By Spike Lee. Have you watched the first set?
I haven't done it.
Oh, yeah, because awesome.
But I have the original movie.
Awesome. I love the movie and I love the series. So it's on season 2.
Nola Darling.
And
that's me and your sister. She's Nola Darling.
Right. Which one are you?
I'm John Canada Terrell.
Oh, yeah, so you're Greer.
I'm Greer.
Okay, you're Greer. So anyway, so Spike Lee has taken She's Gotta Have It, and so anybody who's seen the movie, it was about, this woman who had 3 love interests, and she's really trying to figure out who she is, and
and each love interest is totally different.
Yeah, what relationships mean to her and all this other stuff. So he's taken it actually and turned them into a series, but he's incorporated a lot of social issues that are going on. Okay, and so with this particular, the second season is 1 episode. I won't give a lot away, but he deals with one character, I won't say who it is, who is skinning and grinning for the man, and she's just, doing the work of I call it the devil, doing the work of the devil, helping him gentrify the area, and then he's using her, and I guess they're together too, but he's using her to go out there and talk to the people in Brooklyn and try to tell them it's such a great idea that he's basically closed all these businesses and people have lost their jobs, and he's going to be bringing in this, that, and the other. And what happens to her, well, let's say it's nothing new. I won't give it away, but I love that Spike Lee is in that series. He's showing us what happens to, in certain scenarios. In that particular scenario, I would say cooning. Okay. What happens eventually to a coon in the end? Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to check it out, you guys. That's
it's awesome. I got two episodes left for the second one.
And it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Okay, great. So she's got to have it on Netflix. That's a good thing. But so it's very important that we pay attention, because if you look at what's going on over there, it's exactly happening here. The only difference is they've got the majority, and they're still not getting shit done. Now, we are a minority, the richest country in the world, and we still ain't getting shit done for our people. That's why we have to elect people that aren't going to be like congressional black talkers, that are going to have an agenda. Tangibles is the key word. Tangibles 2020, and we're going to stay on point with the tangibles.
Got to.
So big ups to Donald Trump, because Maxine Waters, the congressional black talkers, what's the first thing that they said when we were exposing them? Kamala Harris, when they were exposed. Oh, those ain't nobody. Nobody listens to those
bots.
people.
And you got Angela Rye out there.
That's not real.
She's the
spokesperson.
The Democratic golden girl, and she's out there. And I've been done with Angela Rye, but I was really done with her when she called. This made me so mad. She called herself denouncing Farrakhan, and she giving him advice. I just wish that he would stay consistent, and he needs to do this and he needs to do that. And I'm like,
he has been consistent.
But I'm like, well, first of all, little girl, who are you to tell Farrakhan, who's 86 years old, who's been in this game most of his life, being consistent, helping black people? Who are you to give this man advice what he needs to do? And I just wish he would. And I just feel like he need to. Who the fuck are you?
I'm glad you brought that scenario up, because we have another person, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. Her name is Simone Sanders. She was the communications director for Bernie Sanders. Why the fuck would you jump from Bernie Sanders, even though it's 3-4 years later, whatever? You believed in this man and his program. Now you're carping for Joe Biden.
It sounds like they didn't ask her back. From what I read, it sounds like the Bernie Sanders campaign didn't invite her back.
I guess we're seeing why. Because when you got a woman that was, I wasn't born during those times, but I'm a student of history. Bitch, sit your young ass down. Because This is the same bitch that's talking about black men need to shut up and know their place and all this bullshit.
Speak when you don't speak on. Don't just insert yourself in when your opinion is not solicited.
Bitch, get your fucking teeth fixed. Because I know they cut you a big ass check and you ain't got your damn teeth fixed. And put a wig on, something. I like your hair the way it is, but get your damn teeth fixed. But how could you be sitting there talking? See, and I have to stand up for black men.
Go ahead, Ike. Go ahead, Ike.
Yeah, I have to stand up for black men because this is what we're talking about. When a black man stands up and even just gives an opinion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody's gonna take exception with you calling her a bitch.
You know what? I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's as close as I'm going to come to an apology.
You got it.
Into whatever. But my definition is this is what's tantamount what's wrong in our community. Where you got these black women that feel that they're wearing the pants and they can that isn't the proper kosher.
Yeah, because it almost make you wonder. Not saying that a woman is not qualified to do the job, but why aren't these campaigns using black men at the helm? Because, when they announced that Simone Sanders was going to be Joe Biden's lead communication or strategist, whatever she is, it was this big to-do. It was funny because it's like they threw her out there, like we're going to, and a lot of people were ebooing about the fact that it was a, black woman. But a lot of people was like, yeah, right. Like, so we're supposed to get excited about that? We know who Simone Sanders is. She's a loud mouth,
prototypical
contributor on CNN that goes back and forth and this, that, and the other. And to your point, most recently told black men, for lack of better words, to shut up and don't speak when you're not spoken to. And so now you got this black woman who is supposed to get out there and galvanize, because that's what it is. They don't say it, but just the mere presence of her is supposed to galvanize black people. But it's like, how are you going to galvanize black people when she's offending half of the black voters?
Half the black voters. And, and then, for her to jump to this campaign, and big ups to Joe Biden, because he's smart enough to know that for me to get these dumb Negroes, I got to get a black person out in front to do that. And it's really bad on Simone Sanders' part that you are willing to sell your fucking soul for a fucking check.
They don't give a shit.
Because, you can't tell me. See, this is what I'm saying about this. What pisses me off about black women.
Oh, Lord.
As a man. We're telling you, this man wrote the crime bill. This woman is an educated woman. Why would you get on his team?
Well, as you saw in that interview, she could not. She didn't even have a hard time answering the question.
Right.
She could not answer the question. She kept deflecting, or as they say in debate, using red herrings. Oh, I'm a student of history, even though I wasn't born then. Quite then. I was 2 or 3. I'm a student of history. Yeah. And she could not answer the question. And did you see who it was that was asking the question?
Yes.
It was a brother.
Yeah, brother.
A brother who was like, okay, most times journalists try to be, in the middle or not take a side, but he was like, okay.
Yeah, here are the facts.
Defend it. And she couldn't.
Remember she's like laughing and trying to get...
Then he even say, well, Bill Clinton apologized
and said it was a mistake.
So why can't Joe Biden do the same? And she, right then, if I was Joe Biden, I would have been like,
you're fired.
Simone, thank you for your work.
Yes.
The check is going to be in the mail.
Right.
You couldn't even get up there and defend that. And to me, because y'all know I do PR.
Demetria's number is 9. Joe, if you're listening.
PR is my thing. Like, I can do this in my sleep. Okay? And to me, it's common sense. Simone, now we got all these channels are going to call you for interviews. You're going to get on there. You're going to speak. The first question they're going to ask you, or the first comment is a crime bill.
The crime bill. That is our red herring. That is our problem.
That is our thorn in the side. That is that's just what's out there about
Achilles
us.
heel.
How are you going to defend that if that comes up? They never even, so that to me shows it's a huge problem. All those Negroes are so asleep they don't care. It's not even going to matter. Simone, just get on there and say anything, and they'll be fine with that.
She's no different than a Donna Brazile. How are you going to talk about, I was the DNC, and why do black women want to tell you how educated and accomplished they are? Nobody gives a shit. Donna Brazile, you are no better than the establishment Republicans.
Well, if she's so educated, then why does she have to cheat?
Right.
To try to get Hillary Clinton elected?
Right. And then she tries to distance herself from all the cheating
now
scandal.
She's on Fox News.
She's on Fox News, getting a check. And and then how old is Donna Brazile?
I don't think she's that old. It's just the hair that.
No. I think she's in her 60s. But
is she?
Yeah,
she looks good. I mean, not that 60 don't look good, but she looks good.
She's like in her 60s, somewhere like that. No, she's a very attractive woman. However, her ethics are to be questioned, and she's trying to distance herself now. And as a black man, and I'm not speaking for all black men, I'm just saying this is what infuriates me. I'm all for strong black women. You're a strong black woman. My mother-in-law was a strong black woman.
As a way to be strong.
Right.
Though. Yeah.
But when you are sitting here carping and doing all this stuff, carping, whatever, when you're caping for this, how as a black person can you go on a campaign that has eradicated, in a lot of cases, your own community?
Can I put you onto some game here?
You put me on some game, please.
Okay. So women like that who always assert that I'm
Get your teeth
strong.
Fixed. Get your damn teeth fixed.
You talking about me?
No, her.
No. Women like that who keep asserting that I'm a strong black woman and very boisterous and stuff. They think you're stupid. You as a black man are stupid. Right. And no matter what you say, I'm so educated and so outspoken. I could just argue over you. I can say anything I want to. Because to me, like, I'm not saying white women don't do it. I'm not saying they have never done it. But you'll probably be hard pressed to see a white woman get on television and say, you white men need to shut up and don't speak when you're not spoken.
Yeah, Kellyanne Conway, she's never done it.
Right.
Huckabee Sanders has never done it.
So in a lot of those, I'm not saying all black women, some women, black women like that, in their mind, they don't even find you as valuable or relevant, which is why they talk to you like that. But that comes from slavery as well, putting a woman over the man in every situation. Jim Crow, and then a lot of times, and even a lot of movies we watched back in the day, the Mammy, she kind of controlled the house, and the black man came,
and he's only there to be a buck.
Get out of here, you fool! Get out of here!
He's only there to be the buck, and
she's talking to him like that, and so that unfortunately has come to 2019, where you have a mammy, if you will, like Simone Sanders or your Angela Rye, and they are so dominant to where.
Well, they think they're dominant because the book of Ike says
they can sell that ideology about black men to the rest of the world. That forget what they're talking about, and but we're in a day and age where black people are waking up.
And I'm hope so, because like I said, if I ran across that chick, other than getting your damn teeth fixed, I will open chapter 9 on you in the book of Ike and set you straight.
So she pissed you off, for lack of better words.
Very much so. I mean, it's very disrespectful to, number one, you're a youngin'. You're a youngin'.
Think she's 30.
No, she's not even 30. But that's what I'm saying. As educated as she is, and I'll give you props. Okay, you're an educated woman. But you never tell everybody you're educated. But you're a highly educated woman. How could you even be in a position to open your mouth and fix your mouth to say stuff like that?
You can be highly educated, but if you're disrespectful, nobody will hear nothing you're saying. I can tell you I got 400 degrees, but if I'm disrespectful to you, I don't care.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you see these black women jumping on these campaigns that that the black media has told you and has shown you proof that, hey, this person incarcerated somebody you probably know or a relative that's probably in your family over something that they're trying to make legal now. They've been in there for 20, 30 years. You're turning on your race.
She is just the equivalent. Her, Angela, all those other women are the equivalent to the Trump campaign as Omarosa was.
Omarosa, exactly. So beware, everybody out there. But again, I want to give a big ups to Donald asshole Trump for pointing out the importance of the black media and what we're trying to do and waking our people up. People, we have to stay focused. Tangibles 2020. If they're not talking reparations, in my opinion, they shouldn't get your vote. If they don't have an agenda for black people, they shouldn't get your vote. Now is the time. If we can't do it now, it will never get done.
Yeah, we just need to stop giving up. Stop giving up. Let's do the hard work now so we can enjoy the fruits of our labor later.
Yes. Going into the second hour, don't forget to check out Demetra Kate. 3 p.m. Sundays, Facebook Live. You can actually type in and curse her out and all that other stuff. And this week, I'll set the phone up. I didn't do it last because I just forgot. But anyway, What did we
and
talk
watch
about?
him not even want to call
I
me.
know.
Well, the next hour, please, you guys, bring your appetites because we're going to eat Donovan's lunch. We're going to call it lunch hour. Eating Donovan. What are you having? What are you having for lunch? What are we having for lunch? Spaghetti. We're going to eat his spaghetti.
Yes. Yeah. What's wrong with you? We'll put that in the thing. But we're going to get with you guys in the second hour. So you guys just stick by, stay by, and remember, find your focus point and stay with it. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Please.
Look for me, young B, cruising down the west side highway, doing what we like to do.